And welcome back. Like I said, with the Who Would Wins, me being currently out of employment, I've got time to spare, and I'm getting close to the end of my Who Would Win book. So I can now cycle back to the front of it. I'm actually really stoked for that. So this allows me to pretty much just do extra Who Would Wins. And as I said, any day I would normally do a Who Would Win, I'll have an extra Who Would Win, which means you're getting double trouble throughout this entire week. And luckily, I got the time to do it. So, with that being said, Deadpool versus Beetlejuice from Drew Hendrickson. Okay, so we know Deadpool is the Merc with a mouth. He can break the fourth wall. He can even has like the magic satchel point to pull whatever he needs out of his belt. He's got weapons galore, a belt that doesn't teleport sometimes. He's a master swordsman, martial artist, and a healing factor at the yin yang. But as he can, I very rarely see him go up against the supernatural in the sense of like spirits and ghosts. We've seen him fight vampires before, and even some demons to a certain degree, but Beetlejuice falls into a weird category of being that I'm not sure Deadpool is immediately prepared to handle. He's a ghost. Granted, he can interact with the physical world, and even, if you punch him and, he's not seeing the punch coming, he could actually get punched in the face. So, and he couldn't actually be hurt. At least he can feel pain. But I'm not sure if that constitutes him being able to be defeated, because pretty much Beetlejuice's powers are whatever he wants them to be in the time, whatever he needs them to be. He can do whatever he really wants. His only real weakness is saying his name 3 times, and that will return him back to whence he came. So the question simply comes down to, Deadpool fourth wall aware enough to be able to, know that terminology or know that weakness? Well, the answer probably is actually yes, because he has knowledge of the things outside the comics well beyond his purview. He's still insane, so it's still possible he pulls out something that could hurt a ghost out of the magic satchel. And for all of Juice's power, he also doesn't have an effective way to kill Deadpool, because Deadpool can survive from nearly everything. Even if he was to somehow suck out, say, his soul or whatever, Deadpool's body would still keep going. And Deadpool's soul is kind of so crazy that if you made him similar to Beetlejuice, that would just put him on a more even plane to Beetlejuice. That would allow him to actually do more harm to Beetlejuice than he normally would. So unless Beetlejuice, like, say, freezes Deadpool just in place and Deadpool's just unable to, like, move, I don't see Beetlejuice actually having an effective way to kill. Now, granted, he could still turn him into a block of wood, or, make him freeze in place, or melt him into the ground, and Deadpool wouldn't really have a way to counter that until he heals. So does that mean that Beetlejuice wins the fight, or just the interaction until Deadpool gets up and is able to say Beetlejuice's name? I don't know how you'd really classify that. There's also the possibility that Deadpool says, Beetlejuice, nope, try to open your mouth now, and then just shink, Deadpool just, Beetlejuice, just cuts his mouth and says, holy shit, like even Beetlejuice would be like, what the hell, ah! So I think because of the levels of unpredictability, his fourth wall awareness, and therefore knowing theoretically what to do with Beetlejuice, I would probably give it to Deadpool, but Beetlejuice certainly has the far greater array of powers that can do more damage in this fight, I guess. I don't know, I'd go Deadpool just because of his weird hacks versus the overall hacks of Beetlejuice. But the question is, who do you think would win? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one.